Hi, guys, and welcome to this week's Tuesdays with Terica. Hey, you know what? I am actually going to be interviewing with Myra Skelton. This is one of her designs that you know what? I'm buying for myself. Hey, stick around. You're going to enjoy it. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Tuesdays with Terica. Hey, guys, you know what? We are speaking to a designer, and I think the designs that she has, you're going to be more than excited to see. This is Miss Myra Skelton. Hi, Myra.
Hi, you guys. How are you doing?
We are so honored that you are here with us today. I really just kind of want to go back a bit, maybe to when you actually decided that this was something that you were in love with. When did you know? Were you a young girl, a young woman?
Fashion, I've been in love with since I was a little girl. Just fashion, period. Not designing, but just loving the love for clothes, the love to look nice. Since I was a little girl, I dressed up in school. I always was different. But it was since I was a little girl. I remember when I first opened my store. A cousin said, "Myra, you did it. You did it." I was like, "I did what?" He was like, "Ever since you was a little girl, you would say, I'm gonna have my own clothing line, and you did it." And I was like, "Wow!" And I didn't even remember
Wow.
that I said that, but he remembered.
It was in your heart from a young girl. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So, did you have anyone else, like in your circle, that you may have tapped into that gift from, or was that just something that the Lord just gave you?
My mom.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So my
okay.
mom, she sold. She sold wedding dresses. She made our clothes. She made our bedspread. So my mother was the sewer in the house. So she would call me, "Myra, come rip out these seams, come cut these patterns." So at the age of like 8, 9 was the time that my mom really did a lot of it. But when she put it away, I put it away. So like didn't touch it again after she put it away.
Really? Wow. And then how do you think you tap back into it? Do you think because I know for me, I'll just use me as an example. When I was going to school, my junior and senior year of school, it was more difficult for, at that time, you're really trying to do some things that are impressive. I was going on interviews, I was preparing for my first job, and so I had to kind of put some things in place so that I could feel the way that I wanted to feel. So, do you think that your transition came at that point, or was it a little earlier?
It wasn't at that point. I had a lot of the resistance was the religion that I was in.
Okay.
I was born and raised in Pentecostal holiness. So of course we could only wear the dresses, so that limited me in the things that I could wear. And the rules and regulations that they had set in that religion, it put like a stigma in my growth in that area. So it wasn't until I matured, I left there, experienced the world life, until it was an awakening. But school, I love school. 4.0 GPA, wanted to go to college, but was told that I couldn't
Really?
because of the church.
Really?
Yes. So was just like, okay. So I wound up taking cosmetology and graduating with my cosmetology license.
Okay.
But it was 2016 when still the love for fashion and clothes and shoes, but didn't pick up a sewing machine again until 2016.
Wow.
It was years later. I think it was in my 30s.
Wow. So, okay, I know that you said that you went and got your cosmetology license. So, since you're a designer, it really is full circle. Because when you create, then it's almost, I can only imagine that you're putting from head to toe together. So do you do makeup as well?
I don't do
You do?
makeup. I'm a 5-minute girl, just touch and go. Not a lot of makeup, but hair, yes. I dye my hair. many colors when I was in school, and I still do. Like I'm working this out to dye it again. So,
Listen, I completely understand that because I am in the process of growing out my locks, but I'm in that awkward
in
look,
between.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are honoring Farah. And so who knows who it might be next week, So I completely get it. So okay, well let's talk about the journey of how you find your creations. How does that look for a designer? Because I know every designer's process is a little different. But what does yours look like?
It's different.
Every
Every
time?
time it's
Really?
different, yeah, because it can be a word from God. Just like the last fashion show, it was from rags to riches. God just kept ringing in my ear from rags to riches. So my design, I remember seeing a fabric when I was in Joann's that looked raggedy, and it only comes during the Halloween season.
Really?
And when he gave me the word, I knew the exact fabric that I was going to get because it already looked like rags. And all I had to do was put it together. So from rags to riches, we know that's a transition from being poor or lack thereof into having plenty. So I was able to design clothing that looked raggedy, but still, wearable into transitioning into the riches.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a fan, I'm just going to say, of the raggedy jeans? Not
I
necessarily.
used to be. I've grown from that though.
Because people pay a lot of money for
Yeah, they do.
for that.
They
But
do.
yeah, isn't that something? Okay, so from rags to riches,
Yeah.
do you have like another design name that would just kind of pop off of the top of your head?
No, but the first thing that I made was a coat. I didn't bring the coat, but the first thing that I made was a coat. I had a dream. So I dreamed the coat, but it was like a year later that I made the coat. I had the dream, I drew the picture, but it was when I was in the dry season and I had moved back home and I was hungry. It was a time that I was real hungry and I was getting ready to go to the food court to buy me something to eat, and God said, go sew. So instead of going to get something to eat, I went to Joann's Fabrics and I bought this fabric that I was drawn to, and I made this coat, and I was shocked because I finished.
In one setting?
I finished the coat, and the reason why it shocked me because when God spoke to me in 2016 and said, you're more than this, and it was because I wore a lot of hats in the job that I worked and was just, set well, but God kept saying, you're more than this. I'm like, well, what is this more? Well, maybe it's time for me to start my fashion line, and I could not finish a pattern. And I was like, why can't I finish? So I put it away. But this time I was able to completely finish, and I was shocked. After I made my first coat, it's like a long trench coat, a customer walked into the store and she said, what's that back there? Now all the store is full of merchandise, and she see that coat all the way in the back, and she said, I want to see it. And so I let her see it, and she said, well, how much is it? This was the first thing I had ever made. Never sold anything. Didn't know what kind of price to put on it. I paid $30 for the fabric, and I was like, $129. She was like, okay, swipe. And I was like, oh my God. So I made another one. And the same thing happened again with another customer.
Wow.
And I tried to be smart and say, oh, I'll make you one. She was like, no, you make you one. I'm going to take this one. And that's when God was letting me know it's the gift inside of you that's going to cause my people to be sustained. I need my people to tap into the gifts and talents that I put in them, because I didn't go to school for sewing.
Really?
I didn't go to school for it.
Wow, that is so awesome. I wish that I had a talent like that. I wish I could be like some type of painter or something. I wish I had that gift of creativity, but yeah, I don't. It is what it is.
In your lane, you have it. It's there, but in something else.
I think that is really so good, because that really is what we're trying to do, is be able to be an inspiration to somebody that is watching. So you never know what is in you, but you have to tap into that thing so that God can actually grow it. I think that's amazing. So I know we had talked about you're doing some other things. You do have another job that you are working. But in the process of you doing that, how has that helped in your design and your creativity?
It keeps me in the know what's out for, as you know, fashion, working in retail. So I'm always in the know, but it's really for me a school for me. Every room I walk into, for me, it's a school. I'm there to learn, listen to learn. And I'm learning so much about merchandising because every company merchandise differently.
Yes.
Every designer design differently. Every designer flow their merchandise in and out differently. So it's teaching me skills and things that I need to know for my own as I continue to grow in my business. So it has helped me a whole lot working in retail to implement things in my own business.
You know, I think what you just said is a good point that you just made, because a lot of people feel that whatever it is that they're doing currently is not a building block for the next. They don't always stop to see what is the learning curve in this moment. They're so ready to run to the next that they miss the right now.
Right.
Because in every step of life, God has a reason. It's a purpose. There is a plan. And it's up to us to take the time to really just kind of study the moment and hear what he's saying for our next.
Yes.
I think that was awesome that you said that. In your designs, because I asked if she was able to design for somebody like me, because I'm a little curvy, and she said yes, but if it does not fit my form correctly, she will not. And I'm only saying that is because she is not going to allow any of us to walk around not looking the best that we can look, number one. And number two is she is not going to put her name on anything that is not going to be correct. So tell our viewers, what is the name of your actual line?
It's Myra Skelton's Design. It's the name of the line, and the business is myrameilleure.
myrameilleure. Remember that, because you're going to be seeing that soon, very soon. I'm almost sure of that. So as you are doing all of this, because you have a full plate, we talked about a few other things that you've got going on. What is the magazine? Share a little bit about the magazine. I would like the people to hear that.
So the magazine, the name of it is Bits and Pieces.
Did y'all hear that? Bits and Pieces.
Yes, Bits and Pieces. Bits and Pieces of faith, fashion, and love.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Bits and Pieces. That's it. It comes out every month on the 7th. We give you a word from God. We give you fashion. We talk about entrepreneurs, things that's going on in our local area, different ministries. It's for the people. It's
for the people. And that is also something that you can tap into. Wherever you are, whatever you have going on, you will have information to be able to reach out to Myra so that maybe you guys can connect to see if it's a good fit, for her to be able to give you a little bit of exposure and to share with you her dream and how she is pursuing multiple things, which is awesome. So how would the people be able to get in contact with you if they had a question about Bits and Pieces, or if they had some interest in the designs, your creations? How would they be able to contact you?
myrameilleure.com, myrameilleure.online, or myrameilleure@gmail.com.
Which is great. Tim will also leave that for you guys so that you can tap into that. We are going to break for just a moment so that we can see a couple of the designs, and then we'll wrap up. Stay tuned.
All right, you guys. The first piece I'm going to show you guys is this top. It is from the Rags to Riches that we just talked about. As you can see, the fabric is already ripped and torn. So it was already pre-done. So when God dropped that Rags to Riches in my spirit, I knew what fabric to go buy. So we have this top right here. This is transitional from summer into the fall, because you can layer it. You can layer it with a tank top. We have those bold women that don't put anything up underneath it. But I wear a tank top of different colors up underneath this this top right here. It comes in small, medium, and large, and they're all made by me. So this is part of the Rags to Riches collection. So I wanted to show you guys this. As you can see, I have my label in there, Myra Skelton's design. So I'm really excited about that. But yes, this is part of the Rags to Riches collection, you guys. All right. All right, you guys, next we have this leopard print outfit. Now this is long, it's flowy, it's made from a silk crepe fabric. This is transitional as well because number one, the color, and then number two, it's a light fabric that you can layer with tank tops in the fall, a turtleneck. It's not limited. Sometimes we limited things when we wear it. But this right here is a two-piece, you guys. In this season, you know, the people, they don't want to think about what they wear. They just want to grab and go. So as you know, two pieces are in style now. It's like one of the top things that people are buying, two pieces, so that you can just grab the two pieces and keep going. But this is one of the items that I continue to make, which I am really excited about, because you can wear this with multiple pieces. You can put this with all black, you can put this with gold, you can put this with khaki, and you can wear the pants with it or not if it's too much print for you. But this is one of Myra Skelton's design, and you can order this at myrameilleure.online.
And as we have seen, Myra has some wonderful designs, and I'm hoping that you guys will look out for her, because her name is going to be known. Remember, you saw it here on Tuesdays with Terica. So Myra, as we are wrapping up, if you had to speak to a group of women or young people that wanted to tap into their gifts and talents as far as design or some type of creativity, what would you offer? Would you mind sharing that with our viewers?
I would say tap into God, tap into prayer. And that could, because that's how everything began to just download. Coming to know who you are in Him. That's the only advice I have. Knowing who you are in Him, it expands your territory, your mind, your heart, your creativity, the things that you can do. It expands your capacity so much in so many ways. So really, just tap into Him, into the Word, and into prayer.
I think that is awesome. You know, that's what we do. We promote, we promote God. We promote our faith. We promote salvation. But we also know that God is a multi-God. He's not just one purpose, one level. He is from depth to depth, from height to height. And it's up to each of you to find where your place is. And even when you find it, there's still more. There's still more to know. There's still more to achieve. I just want you guys to be encouraged. I want you to always look for the better, look for the greater. Think outside the box, because you never know where that will lead you. And our guest has proven that. So Myra, I want to just thank you for being our guest today. I am just so excited about where I believe God is going to take you, not just with your designs, but in ministry. I think your spirit is just so awesome, and I'm really excited that we were able to connect today. So, okay, guys, you know, we are here every Tuesday. We want to bring you inspiration and encouragement. I am Terica Talbert with Century 21 Blackwell and Company. You know I sponsored today's episode. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. And most of all, have a great week. Until next time.